Jesus is the way. When pressure demands a shortcut, you can believe all the right things and still start leading like pressure gets the final vote. Not because you stopped loving Jesus, but because weight changes how you move. The calendar fills, the expectations stack. The business needs decisions faster than your heart feels ready. And slowly, almost quietly, you start treating Jesus like the person you call after you already chose your route. John 14:6 interrupts that drift with a simple centerline. Jesus answered, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." John 14:6, NIV. You already know what it means. What matters now is whether it shapes your next decision when relief looks one compromise away. Late-night pressure and the urge to control. Late-night office. The building hums like it forgot to sleep. Your laptop light makes your desk feel like a small island, surrounded by unanswered messages and tomorrow's meetings. You tell yourself you're staying late because you care. Sometimes that is true. Sometimes you stay late because you cannot stand the feeling of being unsure. Pressure rarely shows up as a villain. It shows up as urgency wearing a tie. It convinces you that speed is wisdom, that control is safety, that silence is wasted time. You begin to reach for levers you can pull, even if they pull you away from Jesus. You feel the urge to steer harder. So pause before you type the next message. Name what you are trying to protect. Your reputation, your revenue, your sense of being needed, your fear of disappointing someone. Then say it plainly to Jesus, right where you are, in that chair, in that tired body. Jesus, I am scared. That confession is not weakness. It is the first honest coordinate. When cash flow tightens and faith feels costly. Now get even closer to real life. You open the bank balance. You refresh it like refreshing will produce money. You line up incoming payments with outgoing obligations. Payroll sits there like a date on the calendar you cannot move. You think about the team member who trusts you. You think about your family and how you have been trying to sound calm while your stomach knots. Cash flow pressure can make you feel alone, even when people are around you. It also exposes what you use to soothe your heart. Some leaders soothe by working more. Some soothe by scrolling until midnight. Some soothe by buying something they cannot afford. Some soothe by snapping at the people closest to them, because anger feels like strength for a moment. The problem is that those moves never satisfy the deeper ache. They just mute it. Do not hunt for an exit when Jesus offers an entrance. In that moment, choose one faithful action before you chase a solution. Put both feet on the floor. Take a slow breath. Pray, Jesus, you are the way. I will not cheat my way out of fear. Then do the next wise thing with a clean heart. Make the call. Ask for clarity on receivables. Cut an expense. Speak to a mentor. Face the numbers without letting the numbers name you. Truth that breaks. Strongholds you call normal. Some chains do not look like chains. They look like leadership style. Control can hide under the word excellence. Approval can hide under the word service. Avoiding conflict can hide under the word peacekeeping. Overwork can hide under the word dedication. But if the root is fear, you are not leading from freedom. You are leading from a cage you call normal. When Jesus says he is the truth, he is not offering you inspirational quotes. He is exposing the scripts pressure keeps replaying in your head. You are only as good as your last win. If you rest, you will fall behind. If you do not manage everything, it will all collapse. If people see your weakness, they will lose respect. Truth breaks the spell of pressure. Let Jesus confront one lie today, not all of them. Pick the one that keeps showing up at night or right before a hard conversation. Then answer it with lived truth. I am not my revenue. I do not have to be everywhere. I can tell the truth and survive. I can say no and still be faithful. This is where freedom begins, because strongholds lose power when you stop agreeing with them. If you want to go deeper, do not keep this private. Write down the stronghold in one sentence. Tell a trusted friend or mentor. Bring it into the light before it hardens again in the dark. Life from the source, not the scroll. Leaders often try to run their soul like a device that never gets charged. They keep the screen bright, keep the output high, and ignore the low battery warning until everything starts glitching. Then they wonder why patience runs thin, why joy feels distant, why small problems trigger big reactions. Jesus does not offer you a spiritual boost so you can keep living depleted. He offers you life that comes from staying connected to Him. That is why substitutes will never satisfy you. You can numb your hunger for an hour, but you can't feed your heart with distraction. Stop pretending you are fine. Choose a small rhythm that puts you back near Jesus before the day drags you away. 10 quiet minutes before email. 1 walk without a podcast. 1 honest prayer in the car. 1 scripture passage read slowly. Not to check a box, but to let Jesus tell you the truth about yourself. These are not heroic acts. They are how you stop starving your inner life while you keep feeding your calendar. Follow the way into the office and back home. If Jesus is the way, then following Him cannot stay trapped in private moments. It must show up in meetings, budgets, hiring decisions, and how you respond when someone disappoints you. It must also show up at home, where the people you love can feel whether you brought peace in with you or dragged pressure through the door. This is where a navigation mindset matters. A good leader does not only look at speed, a good leader checks direction. You ask, where am I headed if I keep reacting like this? You ask, what is driving me right now, love or fear? You ask, what would obedience look like in the next conversation? Then you choose one relational move that matches Jesus. You apologize without excuses. You speak clearly instead of avoiding. You listen without preparing your defense. You tell the truth about what you can and cannot do. You stop making your people guess what mood they will meet. A leader who follows Jesus becomes someone others can breathe around. The next faithful step is your real success. Most pressure spirals happen because you want the whole route before you move. You want certainty, not guidance. You want control, not companionship. But John 14:6 calls you to a different way of leading. You take the next faithful step with Jesus, and you trust Him with what you cannot see yet. Think like navigation, not panic. You do not need to sprint. You need to stay oriented. So before your next meaningful decision, use John 14:6 as a simple dashboard check. Pray, Jesus, be my way, and ask what obedience looks like in the next step. Pray, Jesus, be my truth, and ask what lie you are tempted to believe. Pray, Jesus, be my life, and ask what it would look like to lead from a steady heart instead of a frantic one. Do that once today, especially in the cash flow moment you want to avoid. Then do it again tomorrow. Your goal is not a flawless week. Your goal is a faithful direction with Jesus at the center. Let Him set your course before pressure does.